Oh, if you want the truth about politics, you can't go to someone who's in a party. They're going to be muzzled, right? They got to toe the party line. Try getting the truth out of someone who's got to toe a party line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are very lucky this morning because Youri Chassin is joining us once again. Now, you may recall that Youri Chassin used to be an MNA for the CAQ. He resigned from the CAQ. He's now sitting as an independent, and he's in studio this morning. Youri, thanks for coming back to the show.
No problem, Elias.
Do you feel freer now? Do you feel more free now that the ties have been broken with your old party?
Well, yeah, I have the freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want.
Okay, with that in mind, there's a story in the National Post, and it references you. And the title of the piece in the National Post is François Legault's Government of Accountants, quote, Government of Accountants is under attack for its spendthrift ways. I know this was a big thing for you.
Yeah.
Tell our listeners what they need to know about just how bad it is with how much money this government is spending that it shouldn't be.
Well, basically, I think that to look from afar, the Quebec politics, you have a center-right party who promised to be rigorous, who promised to look at the public funds in a way just to be sure that we are not getting into debt, no deficit unjustified. There's also a pandemic, so it's normal that spending is coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I revised for you, Elias, the figures of the 2018 election.
Yeah.
And there was a report like the public spending would be increasing to 120 billion in the 22-23 year. And each and every one of the parties promised, some kind of spending and some kind of new revenues and stuff. Yeah. And the CAQ was actually promising to keep the 120 billion spending limit.
And so they were in 2018, the CAQ is promising to be fiscally responsible and keep spending in check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then what happened?
And some parties were a little bit up, like 121, 22 for the other parties, 129 for Quebec Solidaire.
Yes.
Because, they want to spend more.
That's right.
And we didn't spend 4 years later, we were elected, we didn't spend 120 or 121 or 129, we spent 136. You understand?
Yeah.
So
more
than the leftist party promised in the election. So this is, with the pandemics, okay, sure. But this is the kind of, loss of control that we have to
What is your worry? What should Quebecers be worried about if we continue this way? A lot of people say, well, everything's fine. No. What's the worry? What's the worst case scenario if we continue down this path?
Well, two things. We are going to have to increase taxes, or we're going to have to pass down to future generations this burden, actually. And this is also a sense of what the party was. It was the party of the equity between generations, not leaving this burden to newcomers. And basically, I think that taxpayers are, conscious of the fiscal burden in Quebec. Everyone is conscious of the fiscal burden in Quebec, so we cannot increase it. We have to decrease it, actually, to be competitive. Yeah. So let's not go down that road. Right?
And that's the thing, right? The CAQ, they promised to lower taxes. They did. Income taxes did go down. I've taken advantage.
Absolutely.
But
we're glad to.
At the same time was the promise, well, we're also going to bring down spending because, if you bring down revenue, then you increase spending. That is a recipe for disaster. Is it fair to say that the CAQ has governed like a Péquiste government? Like if they governed like the PQ would have governed?
The first impulse of this government is not quite different from the other ones. Previous, actually, governments. They tend to see a problem and, to put some money on a problem.
Yeah.
And if you throw money at every problem in society, well, obviously you're going to spend a lot more. And the thing is, it's not just, this impulse. It's also to see that for the spending ways, the regular spending ways, we have seen, for example, in the Journal Montréal, some kind of investigation about the credit card.
Yes, well, the jersey.
Yeah, exactly. The hockey jersey, for example. But it's kind of telling that you cannot rein in the spending, the regular spending in all the ministries and organisms.
Away from the spending and the revenue, bringing in revenue. Last week, there was a story, the president of Aldo, right? The big fashion shoe company. It's a worldwide company.
Absolutely.
They're based here. The boss of Aldo saying, listen, some of our rules here, the new language rules, is keeping talent from coming here. We can't attract the top talent. And for any business, if they can't attract the top talent, that's really bad for business. And you just see the long-term ramifications, right? So just on, you want to keep Quebec's economy robust and you want to keep our companies competitive. Do you feel where this government went with Bill 96 and other measures, did they go too far off?
That's a good question because the objective is quite laudable, actually.
It's a noble goal, protect the French language, yeah.
You want to protect French, and it's the specificity of Quebec, right?
Yeah.
But I think that Aldo has a point because you want to attract top talent, for example, for your headquarters.
Yes.
And Legault was pretty adamant when he was in the opposition. We have to maintain our corporate headquarters here in Quebec. Well, this comes with, senior positions that move around with their family and they want to send their kids to school. Okay, so you have to provide those exceptions, and you also have to think of the costs you're imposing on the companies.
Yes.
And everyone in the insurance business knows that there's big, global companies that are saying, well, it's too burdensome to do business in Quebec. We have to translate everything. Well, if the government wants to protect French and wants to have, French contracts, okay, well, do the translation yourself then, because you're imposing costs on every company and they are just, retiring their business.
But before I have to let you go, I just want to ask, has there been any consideration, second thought? We had Eric Duhem, leader of the Conservatives, on this show a little while back, and he's like, totally, please come, Youri. Youri, please come to our party. Has there been any other reconsideration? You're independent right now, or are you just going to wait till the next election?
And I'm going to wait till the next election, and we're probably pushing, some ideas that are similar, but in different ways, and let's multiply those ways.
Gotcha. Yeah. Always ways. There's always different ways where you can forward your goals, right? Youri, thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate it.
No problem.
That's Youri Chassin. He is now sitting as an independent in the National Assembly. What's your riding again, by the way? It's Saint-Jérôme, right?
Saint-Jérôme.
Saint-Jérôme.
Northern
Fantastic.
Montreal,
Okay, Youri, thanks so much.